Welcome everyone to episode 133 of Raw Sport. My name is Ahmed Al-Houli. We're back with another huge show and a very special guest, the president of Swift Promotions, Mr. Mike Farrell, joins me today. Mike, how you going, mate? How's things?
Good, good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Mikey, on the back of a very big show, um, Danny Swift Garcia has his final bout in at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The fans turned up. You guys put on a awesome show. You had a ton of celebrities, influencers. It was all happening. Take us through the night, the week leading in. The week leading in looked like it was chaos. All I seen Danny was doing media from place to place to place. Take us through it.
Yeah, no, I mean, the week of, it started. Danny started making his tour in New York, and he started going to some radio stations and podcasts. So that was the week of. He all his preparation was basically done. So it was just the final tune touch up. So he was able to do so, and then that just led us into the media workout, the presser, and the weigh in, and then to the fight.
Um, he got a ton of media that week, the Breakfast Club, and
Mhm.
people come together at the globally recognized Gleason's Boxing Gym. New York's just got that vibe, eh? It's got that presence. It's got the infrastructure to really turn an event into a mega event very, very easily.
I think it has to do also with the person. I don't think, my personal opinion, I don't think everyone can go into New York and get the kind of reception that he got and the welcoming that he got and the people to actually come out and support the way he got. I think it definitely helps when you're a living legend and you kind of stampeded Brooklyn as a second home. So I think a lot of people respected that, and it showed that night. Everyone from Fabulous, Meek Mill, Mano, Gilly. I mean, Dave East. The list just goes on and on and on. So I think a lot of people, came out because of him. So I think yes, the Barclay definitely played a big part. But I also think if that was somebody else, you might not have seen the same celebrities in there that night.
How much of a how much of a significant event was how much of a how can I say this? How much depended on Danny doing his last event at the Barclays instead of, let's say, somewhere in Philadelphia, and why the
It was
Barclays?
He chose to do the Barclay because he felt as though, obviously, like everyone knows, that was a record 10th time at the Barclay. No one has even fought there anywhere close. I think, don't quote me, I think the next time is at 3 or 4. So that's been a second home. They accepted him, and he felt that that was the place. He opened it up literally October 20th, 2012, and his fight was October 18th, 2025. So it was almost story written. It was almost like it was meant to be that way. I mean, it literally almost matched up to the day. So I think that made the most sense to show the support. And he opened up his career there with fighting Eric Morales and beating Eric Morales. And it just turned out that he ends up closing the Barclay, for at least for him, the same way. He beat Danny Gonzalez, and if you take a look at the reel, it's almost identical from the Eric Morales fight to this fight. So I mean, I think that speaks volumes and just showing that it was supposed to be.
Take us through the actual night, the partnership between Millions.co and Swift Promotions and Danny Garcia. It's a partnership that we haven't seen before. What does it look like? Are we seeing a new trend coming into the actual boxing world?
Yeah, well, I mean, Danny is an investor and part owner of the company. And so millions platform is unique. It's different. We truly believe that it has the capabilities of being the next zone if it's done right. So we felt there's no what better way than to bring it out to the world than Danny Garcia. Uh, you know, and doing this show on there and showing the capabilities of the platform and what can truly be done on it versus other platforms.
Were you guys happy with the outcome?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't go over everything from top to bottom. We're gonna be actually doing that tomorrow. But as far as the stream, we're happy with the way we got content out. We feel that the content was a lot of content. We feel as though we brought attention to millions, and now people kind of know what it is. They understand the functionalities of it, and I think we've already seen that more people have signed up and been attracted towards millions. So that definitely does make a difference.
And one thing that stood out to me with Millions is that it pretty much places athletes to do to monetize most of the aspects of their journey in one platform, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. So it allows an athlete to really maximize themselves as a brand. It allows them to sell merch. It allows them to show content. It allows them to even market themselves on there. So, yeah, no, it definitely, in my opinion, does help an athlete be able to widen their horizon, so to speak, with their brand.
Talk to me about Danny Garcia's Swift promotions. What does the future look like for you guys? Where are you guys heading?
I think, listen, I think the future is bright. We want to just go out there and be unique and follow the vision that, we've spoken about and that Danny sees and lays out. And I think we're just taking it day by day and going that way. But 1000%, we see ourselves in the future being up there with the top ranks, the PBCs of the world. Obviously, we do want to make a stab at getting a little bit bigger of a name and really start projecting into those bigger arenas like we did 2 nights ago.
In terms of talent, who will the torch be passed on to?
I mean, I think that's a tough question. I think we have a loaded roster with a lot of top tier talent. We have obviously the young phenom David Garcia, who's 4-0, who's the youngest boxer in America. He fights 112, and we truly believe he can be a world champion. And he kind of has Danny's initials, so he has no choice at this point, right? And then we have Quincy Quiet Storm Williams, who was on the card, who had a knockout in the second round. He knocked out Rodriguez, who was 13-1-1. He knocked him out in the second round. Quincy is 6-0 with 6 knockouts. Quincy has a very bright future. He has a very big amateur background. He fought Panamanian Games, Olympic trials. I mean, you name it, he has it. So Quincy's another one in the 147 weight pound division that, in my opinion, I put him up against anybody. And I said that to him the other day. I mean, he's just different and he understands how to rumble when those lights come on, just like Danny does. Then we also have Matthew Lefty Gonzalez, who fought on the card, who's 16-1-1. He fought on the Barclay. We also have Christian Cangelosi, who's 12-0. He fought on the Barclay. We call him the Sicilian Flash. We have Dario Krishnov, who's 9-0 with 7 knockouts. I think Dario has a lot of potential, and Dario, I think, also will make his way up the ranks. He fights at 130. So, we're we're pretty loaded. We're good where we're at. And we always say if someone can fight, hit us up and we'll take a peek. And if we agree and we think that you have the right pedigree, and that's how we're looking to grow.
What do you guys bring to the table that would attract athletes to come to you guys and not go to the top ranks, the PBCs, the Matchrooms, and now the Dana Whites of the world in boxing?
I mean, this is no disrespect towards anyone or how anyone does anything, but we just want to be transparent. I think Danny mentioned it Thursday in an interview he did. Transparency is everything. And that's what we want to be. So if we get a contract for one of our fighters to fight for $20 million, guess what? We're not saying, oh, okay, yeah, your purse is 10, and that we're not doing that. We're actually showing the letter and saying, here's the amount we got, here's the percentage we take, and that's it. Coming from Danny's experience as a fighter, we felt that that's very important. I mean, they get in the ring and they're risking their lives every single day. I mean, who are we to take away from that? So transparency to us is the most important thing. So whatever we get, we want to make sure that they see that exact number and we go from there.
Mikey, one thing that stands out to me watching from the outside in is Danny's ability to draw star power and
Mhm.
celebrities like no other fighter in the sport.
Mhm.
And if you look at the world of combat sports and you look at what the UFC's been able to basically do and how to do it and how they've done it, is they've been able to create the average Joe Blow into a well recognized brand name or a star. And they've used the WWEs and they used the Hollywoods of the world, features in movies, so on, so on. I believe, looking from the outside in, looking at all the pieces that you guys hold, there's potentially that ability there because you guys have the ability to sit that star power, the stars sit with the same table as the stars, bring in those athletes and have them mix amongst them and build their profiles, which in my opinion is very unique in the sport of boxing, especially right now.
Mhm. No, I mean, I totally agree. And, there's only one Danny Garcia, and that's why. You know what I mean? He's always had his career. Throughout his career, he's done the right thing. He's lived it with integrity. He's always been friendly with everyone, and he helps people when he can. So I think every star from other aspects of entertainment respect that, respect him, and they show the support and come out the same way he comes out for them.
Do you guys only play in the boxing space, or you guys working in music and other things?
Danny does work in music. He's got a DSG music group. His sisters are on that label, and he does music as well. So, I think that also helps. Obviously people know his sisters, they know the songs. And, Danny's known to spit a couple bars here and there as well. He puts it out for fun, but he's known to drop some songs that people actually end up bobbing their head to. And it seems like they want to hear it more than some songs on the radio, but that's not his focus right now.
Yeah, he's definitely been able to insert himself into pop culture, which is very, very tough to actually do. And that's why I firmly believe if this is done right, some of these young stars can be elevated into these well recognized brand names in the world of pop and culture and become stars, basically on the back of Danny's nurturing, taking him through this process that he's been able to build over the years, fighting, traveling, building these relationships. So personally, that's what I see from the outside in.
Yeah,
Um,
no, you're right.
Mikey, the world of boxing is going through a bit of a transition. We're
Mhm.
seeing a lot of money coming into the sport. We're seeing a lot of disruption, politics, people, promoters now all of a sudden waking up and going toe to toe with some of these big names like Turkey Al Sheikh, Eddie Hearn, Dana White, Oscar De La Hoya. Um, your crew, the PBC crew as well, have just sort of stayed out of it. What are your thoughts on the current landscape?
And, we just feel as though everyone has their own business model and their own plan of what they want to do. And we have ours. We don't feel that it's a bad thing or a good thing. We just want to make sure that what we deliver is the vision that Danny has, which is just producing good fights. And we want to work with everybody. We're not saying we want to be in one lane or another. If there's a fight that makes sense and they're with somebody else, then that's what we want to do. We have no problem working with a top rank, with a PBC, with anyone. We're just trying to stay in our own lane and do what's best for the fighters, in our opinion.
Absolutely. And lastly, what are your thoughts on the state of the sport right now as a whole?
I think it's at a very volatile place. I think it can get really exciting soon. I think there's a lot of up and coming talent that people are not really realizing. And I think it's a good thing. I think, listen, what Jake Paul has done. I think he's done a phenomenal job for women's boxing and boxing at all. I think that him and Nikisa and Amanda, give credit to them. I think they've done phenomenal. Whether you disagree with it or you don't, I think they've done a good job. They're getting these females paid the way they should be, as we always say, equal opportunity. And they're really displaying that and helping get that to the public and putting it to the forefront. So kudos to them, and I hope it continues and everyone just kind of just does the right thing for these fighters and make sure that they really get what they deserve.
Absolutely. Let's hope so. All right, Mikey, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to join us on Raw Sport. Any final words for us?
Only final words we got is, we just want to say thank you to everyone that supported. Uh, Danny, we want to give obviously special shout outs to, Meek Mill, Dave East, Gilly, Mano, Albial, Danny Jacobs, Shannon Briggs, Saddam Ali, Andre Berto, Tiafimo Lopez, Francione Cruz Dezern, Edgar Belanga, Richard Hitchinson. I know there's more that I might be forgetting, but I forgot. I apologize if I didn't say your name, but a lot of people came out that night to support him, and we appreciate that, and we thank them.
Mikey, thank you very much for joining me on Raw Sport. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. You got it, brother.